For our first question, in the given equation, s and r are constants where s is greater than 0 and the equation has infinitely many solutions. What is the value of s? So we know that there are infinitely many solutions when two equations have equal slopes and equal y-intercepts. So let's simplify our equation first to get 3x plus 7 minus s over 13 equals rx minus 8r. So for the slope to be equal, the terms that have an x in them have to be equal. So we know that 3x must equal rx, so therefore r equals 3. So let's put that to the side, r equals 3, and plug it in. 3x plus 7 minus s over 13 equals 3x minus 8r. We can cancel the 3x's by subtracting from both sides. So now we have 7 minus s over 13 equals negative 8r, where r is equal to 3, so we have negative 24. Add 24 to both sides and s over 13 to both sides to get 31 equals s over 13. Therefore, s equals 13 times 31, which equals 403. So 403 is our answer. Our second question says, a window repair specialist charges $220 for the first 2 hours of repair, plus an hourly fee for each additional hour. The total cost for 5 hours of repair is $400. Which function f gives the total cost in dollars for x hours of repair where x is greater than or equal to 2? So we know that the first 2 hours is equal to $220, and the first 5 hours is $400. So therefore, if we subtract the two values, we have 3 hours left. So we can divide by 3 to get that $60 per hour is our slope. So we have y equals 60x plus b. If our first 5 hours is $400, we should plug in 5 for x to get y equals 300. Well, to get 400 equals 300 plus b. Therefore, b equals 100. And we have y equals 60x plus 100. For this question, it asks if the square root of x to the fifth over the cube root of x to the fourth equals x to the a over b for all positive values of x, what is the value of a over b? On the left-hand side, I've written down multiple exponent rules that are commonly used in the SAT, as well as this question. So we can rewrite the fraction as x to the 5 over 2, since it's the square root of x to the fifth, over x to the 4 over 3, because it's the cube root of x to the fourth. Since we are dividing two exponents of the same base, we can rewrite the equation as x to the 5 halves minus 4/3. Getting a common denominator, we can rewrite this as x to the 15/6 minus 8/6, which equals x to the 7/6. So your answer is 7 over 6. This equation says that the equation above is true for all x greater than 2, where r and t are positive constants. What is the value of r times t? So here we should get a common denominator. As we can see, on the left side we have an x minus 2 and x plus 5. And we have an x minus 2 times x plus 5 on the right side. So therefore we should multiply the left-hand side by x plus 5 over x plus 5. And the second term of the left-hand side by x minus 2 over x minus 2. And due to the equation it gave us, we know this is equal to rx plus t over x minus 2, x plus 5. And we can multiply both sides of the equation by x minus 2, x plus 5, and just cross out all of this. So we distribute, we get 2x plus 10 plus 3x minus 6 equals rx plus t. And we get 5x plus 4 equals rx plus t. And we want r times t, so our final answer is 20. This question says, which expression is equivalent to this? And we have answer choices. And if we look at our answer choices, some of them could be simplified, but for some reason College Board decides not to simplify them. So let's not cancel anything after we factor this. So first, let's write this as y plus 12 over x minus 8 plus y times x minus 8 over xy times x minus 8. Let's get a common denominator and multiply the left side by xy over xy. So we get xy times y plus 12 over xy times x minus 8 plus, this is already in the correct form, so we just have y times x minus 8 over xy times x minus 8. We can then simplify this to xy squared plus 12xy plus xy minus 8y all over x squared y minus 8xy. Combining like terms, we get xy squared plus 13xy minus 8y over x squared y minus 8xy. Getting our answer as C. This question says a circle in the xy plane has a center at -1, 1, and line T is tangent to the circle at point 5, -4. Which of the following points also lies on line T? So let's sketch this out real quick. Center at -1, 1, so we have a circle here. Line T is tangent to the circle at point 5, -4. So right here, a line is tangent to this circle. So we know that the radius has a slope of the difference between the 2 points. So let's use the slope formula. -4 minus 1 over 5 minus -1, giving us a slope of -5/6. So the slope of the radius right here is -5/6. And since this is a tangent line, it is perpendicular. So the slope of the line is 6/5. So let's find the rest of the line. So we have y equals 6/5 x plus b. And we know 0.5 comma -4 is on the line, so we can plug those in to get -4 equals 6 plus b, meaning b is -10. So y equals 6/5 x minus 10. Now we can plug in our answer choices. Let's see A. 0, 6/5. That would give us 6/5 equals -10, so A is incorrect. Plugging in B, we get 7 equals 24/5 minus 10. That's going to be a weird fraction, so that can't be right. Plugging in C, we get 2 equals 12 minus 10, giving us 2. So we know C is correct. If we were to plug in D, we'd get y equals 66/5 minus 10, which is a fraction, so it can't be correct. This question says that triangle ABC, where the measured angle B is a right angle, has an altitude BD, which is perpendicular to the hypotenuse, where AB is 15 and AC is 23 greater than AB. AC, okay. So AB is 15 and AC is 15 plus 23, which is 38. What is the value of BC over BD? So here it wants BC over BD, which for the smaller triangle is the hypotenuse over the long leg. which for our big triangle was just AC over AB. So we have 38 over 15 equals the hypotenuse of our smaller triangle, BC, over the long leg, BD, which is what we were looking for. So the answer is just 38 over 15. This question wants us to find the coordinates of the center of the circle, which is defined in the xy plane above. So we have x squared plus 20x plus y squared plus 6y equals negative 20. And we know our equation for a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, where the center of the circle is h comma k. So we need to somehow manipulate the equation it gave us into this form. And we can do this using completing the squared. So we can see that, let's say we had x plus 10 squared. This equals x squared plus 20x plus 100. And we see that right here we have x squared plus 20x, but we don't have a 100. So what you could do is actually just have x plus 10 squared minus the 100. So let's see how to apply this. So we can rewrite this as x plus 10 squared minus 100, and the y is y plus 8 squared minus 64. And the second value inside these parentheses is always going to be half the singular x or y term. And we have all of this equals negative 20. So you can move all these constants to the right side, but we already have our information to get our center, h comma k. So we know that our h is negative 10 because this is a minus h. And in order for this to be a plus, that means it had to be a negative number. And same for our h value, or k value. So we have negative 10 comma negative 8, which is b. The solution to the given system of equations is x comma y. What is the value of 6 times x minus 2? So to solve the systems of equations, we want to add two equivalent systems together so that we can cancel an x or y variable. And we can see that if we add these two, it's just going to cancel to 0. So we're just going to be left with x, which is what we want. So let's add the two together. We get 2 times x minus 2 plus 0 whenever we add them equals 559. 559, yep. Okay, so if we want 6 times x minus 2, all we have to do is multiply both sides by 3. We don't even have to solve for x. So we get 6 times x minus 2 equals, let me just break this apart so I can do it, equals 1,677. And that's your answer. This question shows a scatter plot with a relationship between x and y, where the equation is exponential, shown by the model y equals a times b to the x, where a and b are positive constants. Which of the following is closest to the value of b? So we have the function y equals a times b to the x. So first let's get our y-intercept, which is our a value, which is about 125. So we know y equals 125 times b to the x. Now let's choose a data point that can give us information. I'm going to choose this one. So we can see that the value is about 40. So 40 equals 125 times b to the power of 6.5. Estimations are fine because it's just saying what's closest to, and they're typically going to be pretty far apart. Here, you should just put it in a calculator or Desmos and graph it. Mathematically solving it, we get about 1/3 equals b to the 6.5. And to solve this, just take the take both sides to the power of 1 over 6.5. So you get 1/3 to the power of 1 over 6.5 equals b, which should be about a 0.83.